Now let me make my statement that run people away from here. If Jesus Christ came to save you and free you, why are you still in bondage? Something is wrong, and the first thing that's wrong is that Europeans gave us their concept of a savior and a deliverer. Are y'all here? Now, this teaching is for another day, but let me lay this on some of y'all that maybe never heard this. I gave you a little bit of it last week, but you got a man, an emperor named Constantine, who brings all the delegates. I can't say this enough because you gotta understand, you gotta help teach other people. He brings all the Roman delegates with all of their gods. Listen, it was 53 gods and goddesses. You can Google this. Don't believe me. It was 53 gods and goddesses. And they were debating over the two gods that they needed to choose. And so they debated for a while. They couldn't come up with nothing. I mean, it got heated, violent. People was drawing swords and all kind of stuff. So Constantine says, okay, since I'm the emperor, I'm the spiritual head here, I'll do this. So he chose two gods out of the 53 god and goddesses. He chose two of them. And he said, we're going to use the Druid god. Told you last week, Jesus, or Jesus, however you want to pronounce it. H-E-S-U-S, H-E-S-U-S. Sounds familiar? H-E-S-U-S. And then we're going to use that Druid god, and then we're going to grab Krishna, a Hindu god. Krishna in Sanskrit means Christ. So we're going to have Jesus Christ, Jesus Krishna. These are going to be the two gods, and everybody is going to be made to worship these two. And then, of course, there was no J introduced to us until the 17th century. So just a matter of dropping the H, H-E-S-U-S, and putting a J, Jesus. And then you got Krishna, Christ. You got Jesus Christ. And when we say Jesus Christ, we're paying homage to the God that Constantine came up with, because the rest of the delegation didn't know what to choose. But people look at us and look at me like, what's wrong with you? All you got to do is Google. Go Google. Just put it in there. And you see for yourself. The truth is out there, but nobody wants it. So our people go week after week after week worshiping a God that was made up by somebody that was godless and took all of the gods. The reason why they didn't need all 53 of them gods, because what Constantine did was repackage all of it and gave us these two. So now we say Yeshua. Who is that? I mean, I need to be someplace where they're talking about my Jesus. And we don't even know what we're saying when we say that, because we believe what the preacher said. And I've been telling y'all for years, please don't believe me. Go research yourself. Ask questions. So, and the reason why this is such an important point is because the whole traditional church hangs on that name. It's a name. the J, the E, the S-U-S. Acts chapter 19 proved to you that if you use the J-E-S-U-S, if you call yourself using that name and you don't have the nature and the character of the one you are trying to use, the nature and the character of the Savior and the Messiah, it does you no good. Because the sons of Sceva was attempting to cast demons out in the name that they say Paul used. Paul used his name, so we're going to use it too to do something. And the scripture said that the demons jumped on them. Why? Because there is not power in the J-E-S-U-S. There's only power in the nature and the divinity of that which lives on the inside of you. You got to recognize there is no power in a word. The power is in the word that becomes flesh. But this is what we've been given.